Hello everybody, good day to you. Welcome back. Super glad you guys are here. I know I'm glad to be here. This is a 2013 Toyota FJ Cruiser. It is here because four-wheel drive does not engage. The rear low range engages. The front drive shaft engages at the transfer case, which is manually operated, but the front differential does not actuate. It has an electronic actuator locker mechanism right here. I've got power going to this actuator locker, but I have no motor actuation, and neither one of the front axles engage at the differential. There's a shift fork in here. When this actuator is actuated, that fork moves, it runs over a collar, it locks the diff in, and then we have a full-time four-wheel drive. The issue is that actuator's not actuating. There was another video on this where I started the diagnosis, and I determined that I need to get a hold of that actuator. The issue is it has this 6-inch Fabtech lift kit on it, and the actuator has to come out of the axle from the front right here. But the problem is I've got this big honking piece of armor in the way, and I'm not able to remove that. So what I'm gonna do is try to unbolt this differential and swing the thing back some, and then perhaps I can get to the bolts to remove this actuator assembly. I may have to remove the lift kit just to get that thing out. It is what it is, but it's got to get done. Our guy wants it fixed. We want four-wheel drive back, so let's get to it. Start pulling this thing down. Opening the hood. Alrighty, we're down below. I'm over here on the passenger side, that's driver's side. Let's start pulling this thing apart. We've got a skid plate here. I'm gonna take this off. That's removable, and then I'll see what I can get to as far as fasteners, and I'll try to get this actuator, or this axle loose. My plan is to attempt to move the axle before moving the lift kit. Because if I move the lift kit, then I have to have it realigned because there's adjuster cams and whatnot, and I'd rather not move the lift kit. But we'll see. What I would rather do and what I'm gonna have to do are often two different things. Unfix. Lots of hardware. Okay, one more over here. Continuing loud noises. There we go. We're kind of getting somewhere. Okie doke, so there's two more bolts right up here. Hanging on to this, let's pull these guys out. Exceptionally loud noises. There we go. Okie doke. So we've got one fastener here for one of the mounts, and then looks like two more mounts on this unit. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to see. Okay, let's go for some of those bigger mounts next. Got the angular impact, continuing loud noises. Turned. Come out, nut. And got a washer in there. Uh-oh, my tool's stuck. What have I done? There. Oh, this is gonna be fun to put back together, says I. Oh, come out. Lift kit piece. Pry bar. Now, I'm not a lift kit technician, so I'm gonna have a hard time remembering where all this stuff goes, so you guys need to help me out here. I'm just saying, just pay attention so I put it all in the right spot. You let me know if I get it wrong, okay? I think I'll be all right. Come out. arm thing. I'm becoming disgruntled. Ugh. Bigger pry bar. We're almost at that point. Maybe I can just leave this here. Let's pry it down. Yeah, there we go. I'll just put it down here. Okay. Well, I can kind of see more of the actuator. Let's get the other bolt out, the counterpart for this one, which is on that side over there. Moving on over. Yep, it's here. All right, loud noises continues. Let's see if I can't even get a tool on that. Okay. Okay, turned. We'll have to get it with an open end. There. Slippage. Oh, I know why I couldn't get this stuff apart. These little ears are pulled in from the bolt being tight. That's what's going on. Wow. Come out. Thank you. Too hot. Okay, so there's 3 more bolts on this bracket. Let's get those guys off the diff. Tight squeeze. Come on. Killing me. I guess this thing needed all of the torque. Okay. All right, looks like we're just gonna do this the manual way. Some elbow grease here. There we go. Oh, that one's tight. I'm like hanging off this ratchet. Oh. Extension time. There we go. Let's try again. Come loose, please. There. Woohoo. Come here. You can't work under these conditions. Dang, it's killing my battery. It's ridiculous. There we go. Okay, now is this thing gonna come out of here? Maybe. Hey, the diff's loose. Check this out. It moves. Now I just need to move it like 6 inches farther back so I can get that actuator thing out. Interesting. Okay, so now what we need to do is support this thing a little bit. So I'm going to come in here with a jack stand and just get that thing set up under this differential. That way, in case it feels like falling out, it doesn't smash me. I don't think it's going to fall out, but you never know. So we'll get that thing right under there. And I think if I can keep this jack stand hanging onto the weight, I'll be able to pick this thing up and then kind of pry bar it back or ratchet strap it back. And maybe if I can get the angle proper right here, I can reach in behind this or in front of this and remove that actuator. That's kind of the plan. I don't know how well it's going to work, but that's the best I got so far. So let's get back to it. Okay, so a moment of truth. If I lift this thing up enough, can I get this stud to come out of this mount bracket thing, or do I need to take that off? Actually, I think I just need to remove this as well. Hang on, a couple more bolts. Looks like there's a 17 and then another one from the top over there. Okay, there's one. Oops, bolt gravity. And then the one up top, I guess I've got to get that manually with like a wrench. Here, we'll go in with the spline drive ratcheting wrenches. That should be sufficient leverage to break this guy loose. Let's see here. Yeah, come on now. Ah, loose. Beautiful. Got it. Cool. Okay, so this thing should be completely unbolted and it's just kind of hanging out. So the CV axles are holding it, the drive shaft's kind of holding it, and of course the jack stand right here is holding it. So let's give this thing some up action. Okay, differential's moving up. What I'm going to do is pick it up as high as I can. I'll pull this little mount out just to give me more space, and then we'll try to walk the unit backwards with a pry bar some. I might have to pull that drive shaft out. I'm hoping that it articulates enough where I don't have to actually remove it. Well, we'll see. Okay. So the axle is free. Let's let her down some. So what I'm gonna do is I'll pick up on the drive shaft and I'm gonna kind of pull this way on the jack, and maybe I can swing this thing rearward enough. Yeah, it moves. Okay. Tell you what, I think I'll get a ratchet strap to hold this thing back, and I'm gonna reach around the front of this actuator and try to unbolt it. I think this is gonna work. Okay, here's what I'll do. We're gonna take this ratchet strap and connect it probably to one of these bolt holes here, and just use this to pull this unit back and hold it in position. That's kind of my plan. About there, that'll do it. And I'll just ratchet it back here to like this cross member thing. That should be perfect. Oh, it's working. Yeah, it's putting a good angle on that. I think I can squeeze that actuator out. Oh, look, a clue. Here's the vent hose for that actuator. That means that there might be some water in there. So anyway, no speculating. We've got some 12mm fasteners. There's 2 here and 2 up the top. Let me go in there and get those guys loose, and we'll try to get this unit removed. All right, coming in with some 12s. Now this thing is gonna spill some differential oil. I'm gonna have to get a catch pan in place for that. Not only is it gonna spill some, it's probably gonna spill all of it. Now we'll have to refill later. I can't see these last 2. I'm just gonna reach up there and kind of feel it. If I can. Come on. Please. There's one. Got her. Come on. Yeah, it doesn't reach. Now it does. Got it. Okay. All the bolts are out. Okie dokes. Catch pins coming into position. Now I can get in here and crack this thing loose. Try it with a pry bar. Make it a gentle separation. Or, oh, there we go. Fluid looks good. Okay, that's enough draining action. Let's wiggle this guy out of here. So there's our fork. All right. Now, I'd like to be able to see that actuator collar in there. Might be hard to do. Okay, yeah, we can kind of see it, so let me show you what's going on here. So if we watch, if I turn the wheel, we're open wheel, okay? Drive shaft's not engaged, nothing like that. Now you see that little round collar inside of there? Watch this. I move that over. See how that's selected off to the right? Now we make an attempt to turn the wheel, and I feel some resistance here. If we look up, it's starting to engage the drive shaft. See that? See the shaft moving? You can see the U-joint right there. So the issue is this collar is not being moved over by that actuator. So we've got power and ground going to our actuator from there, unlocked. That's the unlock position. So we've got power and ground going to the actuator from the control system and assembly, but it's not actually actuating. So I'm gonna go ahead and get one ordered. We're gonna toss that new one in and put this thing back together, fire it up, test it out, and see if we have four-wheel drive. All right, let's bring this thing over to the workspace area, and maybe we'll take it apart and see what failed inside it. If we can. It could be an electronic failure, but I should be able to get the front of the module off with just looks like 5 perimeter screws right here. Got a new unit, but I want to at least take a look inside of this one before we throw the new one in there. Let's try this screwdriver. Unclick, please. Oh. Ew, it's lubricated. There's lube on my driver shaft. Look, more hardware for me. Ah, there we go. These are tight. Come on, don't strip. Or slip and stab a hole in my finger. That would not be cool. Torque. Oh, I lost it. See that? That's some slippages. No worries. No worries. We'll just parrot jaw pliers this little guy out of here. And this one's gonna break off. It's got corrosion in the threads. I can feel it. Different pliers. Let's try these ones. Ooh, maybe it's not gonna break. Nope, it broke. See that? Corrosion. That's the thing about fasteners that are open on the back side. That's how that happens. The corrosion creeps in from the back, not so much from the front. Anyway, that's 4 bolts out. Number 5. Let's pry this guy open and see if we can identify any visual defects. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that, this thing was full of water. Well, now that it's apart, we can kind of see how it works. So we've got our shift fork right here that runs off of this shaft, which is seized. These are the contacts for the limit switch. Those are the circuits that go back to the control module that tell the module what to do. Obviously we have the motor right here and the worm gear. Worm gear drives this big gear right here, and that's how this little actuator assembly becomes actuated. That's a confirmed kill. Let's go ahead and get that new one tossed in and get this thing back on the road. Okie dokes, let's get some sealant on this sealing surface here, and then we can get this new one reinstalled. I think what I'm going to do, since we found that that vent tube was disconnected, is we'll take the vent tube off of the old unit and use it to make an extension, because I believe that the addition of the lift kit caused that tube to become disconnected. Kind of like how guys will put lift kits on their trucks and then not extend the brake lines, and then the brake lines break when you lift it up in the air. Not good. There we go, a little bit of sealant. A little bit more right here. There we go, that looks good. Gotta keep it actuated. Ding, 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 ding. I have too much fun. There we are, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, let's give this one good wipe down. Make sure there's no oil on that sealing surface. Otherwise the sealant won't seal very well and it'll leak, and then I gotta do it again. There we go. I find it curious that Toyota used a red sealant on this instead of like a gray or a black. I'm using a gray. It's suitable for differential oils. Yeah. There we go. All right, let's pull this absorption towel thing out of there. I had that in place just so oil couldn't run out and contaminate my surface while I was getting everything prepared here. Now I need to get these little shift forks on the collar. If it's not aligned, we're gonna have a major malfunction, and that would be bad. Oh, come on. Let's get into our home here. Let's not have a problem. Why don't you want to go? The one hanging on the little blue cart. Come on, let's get in there, please. I'm not lining up and I'm leaking. Redo. Let's give it some more wiping. All right, going back in. We're getting time sensitive here now. Ooh. Okay, we're off center on the collar. Let's see what happened. Let me move that over. Move it over some more. Become lined up, please. There we go. Now I got her. Sorry if the light was in everybody's face. Woo! All right. Let's get a bolt in this. It's got pins that line it up. I want to get that bolt in. That way none of that oil can creep its way onto my sealing surface, because it will cause a leak. Okay, top bolt going in. That's 2 down. Nice. Okay, 2 bolts in, 2 to go. This is feeling pretty good to me. I'm happy. Squeeze this guy in here. Come on. Begin. I guess not. It's not going to fit. Click. And then one more way higher up top, which I can't even see it. Can't even feel it. Can't see it, can't feel it, but I know it's in there. There we go. All right, that one's threaded. Let's get my ratchet in there and we'll run that guy down. Need a longer socket. Or maybe a shinier socket. There we are. Got it. Oh, you guys all right? Hit you with my ratchet. Okay, that's tight. I need to figure out an extension for that vent hose. Let's go around this other side, and I suppose we can get this connector kind of in place. I don't want to connect it yet because this thing was moving around quite a bit, and I don't want to actually like I don't want to hit the connector while I'm maneuvering this and break it or something. So let's unratchet strap our ratchet strap and start getting this differential back into its position. Okay, begin unratchet strapping now. Cool, that went back, no problem. Let's pull this guy out of here. We don't need you anymore. Are you stuck? Of course it's stuck. Come out. Pliers. My frail flanges just didn't have the pulling power. Give me that back. All right. Let's let this thing down some. Oh, we need to get that little mount. That's where we left off, is that that mount back here on the pinion. Let me get that thing in before I start putting weight on components. I think we're gonna go up and in, back up some more. There we go. All right. Okay, we've got our first 17 mil coming in from the top. Let's get that one threaded. That's nice. It's going in very beautifully. Oh, I'm excited. This is gonna go together, no problem. And the one at the top, not so much. I'm gonna pull this unit back some. Yeah. These things are critical that they not be cross-threaded, because one of the bolts actually goes into the differential housing. Definitely need to make sure that goes in by hand. And we're good. Let's tighten those things down real quick. Here's my 17. Let's get our top one first. That was the hard one. Well, it's not really the hard one, it's the low access one. There we go. And clicks. That one's in. The bottom one, piece of cake. Hit it with the impact. More clickages. And I need to go ahead and get these little brackets re-bolted. I actually didn't even have to pull the bolts out of these guys. I could have just kind of left them there. But let's get the bolts back in these, and then we'll swing these brackets back up and then bolt this diff unit back together. And now I can plug it in. Click. Are we gonna do the not lining up game? Is that what this is? No worries. Every time. Just tap it on in there. Here, let me run these threads down some. Not all the way, just some of the way. I need to be able to still move this thing up and down. Okay, that one's in. Let's go around to the driver's side. Let's go around to the driver's side and we'll get that other bolt in on this other bracket right here. Right, same situation. That fit. Cool. Let's get that guy on. I'll run it down. I'll make it tight, but not all the way tight. Aren't you going any farther? Stop. Tell you, when they installed this thing was made super tight. No worries. Okay, let's let the diff down a little bit. Nut gravity. We'll let the diff down some, and then we can start getting these mounts and stuff lined up. I'm taking precaution to not let this thing hit that thing. I think it clears it, but I don't want to break it. Okay. There we go. A little bit more down action. Clearances are good. Let's get the side bolts in on this bracket over here. I know I can get this one in, no problem. See, we're still not down far enough yet. See how the bolt hole right here doesn't line up with the threads? So we're gonna come down a little further. More. And we'll give that a bit of a tug. I think we're lining up. We better be. Just wiggle it. There. And that far away one, you're next. Now, as tempting as it might be, again, you gotta put these guys in by hand. Don't just hit them with a gun. These are a cannot repair once ruined type of thread situation. There we go. That started. We'll get a couple more threads in with the ratchet, just to make sure. Yepper, that's going in straight. Good to go. Let's lock this bracket down, and then we'll get the passenger side. Clicks. Twice clicks. Thrice clicks. All right. Okay, now just to the right, let's get the bottom of that first mount that we set up. Let's get that one on. Right there. And where's my T60? There we go. T60. Good to go. Let's see. Okay, let's move back over and get this last bracket set up. Why? That's why. Okay. One more bolt right here. We'll run these last two in. Let's let this down some more. I don't need this jack stand. I think we're done with that. Yepper. That one's not straight. Now it is. Clicks. Twice clicks. All right, that bracket's on. Let's tighten up this bolt and its counterpart on the other side, and then I'll go ahead and extend that little vent tube thing. We can let this down after we put the skid shield plate on, and then we'll test it out. All right, going in, one more bolt right here. Nice. And of course its counterpart over here on this side. We'll just give this thing the impacting reach around here. Get in there and get a hold of it. Fix. Okay, this unit is now secure. It's bolted back in. Let's throw that skid plate on. All right, panels coming in next. Here, let's get this guy fitted. It's just 3 more bolts and nuts. 3 nuts and 3 bolts, and some washers. Let's get the back one in there next. All right, panels going in. Got 2 of the bolts in already. Here comes number 3. When we get that nut on, we'll tighten these things down. All right, let's run these guys down. We can get out of here. Get on there. Was that the wrong size? Sure is. It was a 15. What was I thinking? Okay, panels in. Let's get the nuts and bolts tight. two down. And last one. Right here in the middle. Nope. Wrong way. Sweet. All right, let's get out of here. All right, we're out of there. That's all buttoned up, bolted together, reconnected. Let's let this thing down, fire it back up, put it back four-wheel drive, and see if we have front actuator locking actuation. Yeah, I'm gonna go fetch my healthy helper. Darling, can I borrow you? Okay, I'll be right back. Will you be a dear and hop in this thing and start the engine and then operate the four-wheel drive? Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's high up.
Yeah, start it. And yeah, go ahead and start it. Yeah, okay. With the key. Engine on, foot on the brake, and oh, you need to go up in the air side. Okay, put it in neutral. No, the other shifter, that one. Put it in neutral, and then pull the shifter down. That's four-wheel drive, and then move it all the way over to the right, and then all the way forward. That's four low. Okay. Foot on the brake, put it in gear. There you go. And let off the brake. Let's check the other side. I saw that one move for a second. That one's going, okay. Okay, foot on the brake. Reach up and push that differential locker button. It's the one on the right.
This?
Yep. All right, is there a red indicator on the dash?
Yes, now there is.
All right, let's go see it, hang on. Foot on the brake, don't move it. Climbing in. Hey, look what we got. There's, all right, let off the brake some. Okay, you hear that click? Mm-hmm. So we've got four-wheel drive indicator is now indicated, and the rear locker is now indicated. Keep your foot off the brake, just let it roll. That one's going. That one's going, and let's see if it's actually locked. Oh, I can't stop it. Yep, that's actually in the lock position. And the front, unfortunately, is not a locker. That's open, but we do have front-wheel drive action. Foot on the brake, please. Slowly let off. Yep, that one's going now. It's trying to go. All right, foot on the brake. Straighten the wheel up because it turned.
Is that straight?
Yep. Go ahead and put it in neutral, and then bring it. Let me in there. Bring the four-wheel drive shifter over back into too high, so that's all the way back towards you, and then to the left, and then all the way forward. Nope, the other way. There you go. All the way forward. Push it real hard. Harder, harder, harder.
Ugh.
You can do it.
I can't.
Let off the brake some. There you go. And now you're in two-wheel drive, you're out of four low. The diff lock is still actuated, so press the button up on the console, up top. And we're good to go. Okay, shut her down. Thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
Allow me. All right, that is a confirmed kill. We have four-wheel drive actuation. We have our indicators indicating. System is now operating as designed. We found a smoking gun with all the water in that unit. I do need to put the vent tube back together, and we're good to go. So that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. As always, we hope you enjoyed this video. She wasn't even looking. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, please feel free to let us know about that by tapping that like button down below. And most importantly, do not forget
to have yourselves a great day.
Oh, that was so cute. See you guys later in a transmission in a Toyota.